Sex is not an idea, it is the basis of our physical existence. But sexuality is what you make up in your mind. When you make it up in your mind, it will take on unnecessary proportions, and above all, it will rule you in many different ways. See, right now, do you remember how your great-great-great-great-great-grandmother 10 generations ago looked like? You don't. But her nose is sitting on your face right now. Your body remembers, yes or no?
Yes.
Your body remembers even the skin tone of your forefathers 1,000,000 years ago, it still remembers, not forgotten. So what you're calling as my body is an enormous amount of memory, isn't it? What you carry in your brain as memory is minuscule. What you carry in your body, there is evolutionary memory, there is genetic memory, there is karmic memory, there are articulate and inarticulate levels of memory. There is so much memory. So this body memory, traditionally in this culture, we call this as runanubandha. That means physical memory that you build. You can either consciously build your physical memory or you can simply take in wild amounts of memory and go through lots of physical confusion. So I don't want to take in memory. This is the reason why generally in this culture, touching each other, shaking hands, these things are avoided. We touch our own two hands and do namaskaram because we don't want to go on picking up memory. Because if I as much as touch this memory, it remembers. So the body remembers, it's not the mind. The physical body remembers, this is called as runanubandha. When there is a sexual interaction or there is any kind of intimacy which involves thought, emotion and body, the amount of memory that is left in your system is very big. It is from this context, they said, you must keep this as simple as possible. So, the question is not of morality, the question is of what is it that you want to do with yourself in your life. If you want to be in such a way that in your life, your inner intelligence will be the most dominant thing in your life, not your physical body, then you must keep the body's memory as simple as possible. So, what is it that you're trying to build yourself to? Do you want to build yourself to be a sexual supernova? Or… no, I'm saying some people may have that intention, that's up to them. But what is it that you want to do with your life is something that you must decide. If you have decided that, it's very important that you don't unconsciously pick up enormous amount of memory because this will lead to… later on you will see, it'll become very difficult to remain peaceful and joyful in your life, no matter what good things may be happening, simply because there is confusing memories in the system. When something else of similar nature comes, the body goes into a turmoil of confusion. It may not translate into your mind, just physically it will go on. So, it's a choice that one has to make. It's not a question of morality, it is a question of living sensibly.
These are two things right now in the world which is taking almost 95% of human energy. Money and sex. These two things are right now consuming almost 95% of human potential. Is it so? As money is in your pocket is good and nice, similarly if sex is in your body, it is nice. But if it enters your head, it becomes a perversion. It's gotten into people's heads. It's not in their body, it's gotten into their heads. If it was in their body, it wouldn't be all the time. It would be only some time, isn't it? It's gotten into their heads and it's all the time. This is a disease. If you know how to keep money in your pocket and sex in your body, then you would live your life well. You got both these things into your head, now you can't live well. You live like a diseased person because it will rule you from inside and destroy you in many different ways. Everything beautiful about you will be taken away once money and sex enters your head, isn't it? Now, these two things, if they fall into their natural places where they should be, they are not a problem. They are fine, they have their own beauty attached to it. But if you exaggerate it in your mind, then everything becomes ugly.
Sex is not an idea, it is the basis of our physical existence. But sexuality is what you make up in your mind. When you make it up in your mind, it will take on unnecessary proportions, and above all, it will rule you in many different ways. This is happening simply because we have not come to terms with our own sexuality. We have not even come to terms with this, that we are born out of this. We don't have to live and die for it. We are born out of it, it is an essential part of our life. This is the way our bodies are made, but that is not the way our mind should be structured.
So, essentially you're asking, at what age should I go into sexually oriented relationships? Is that what you ask? At what age? See, when you're in education, if you don't take charge of these instruments at this stage in your life, believe me, your own body, your own mind will trip you in so many ways right through your life. You won't ride them, they will ride you. That should not happen. At this stage in your life, let the focus fundamentally be on how to grow yourself to the best possible place within yourself. Don't be in a hurry to live. Living will happen a little later. If you live too early, you will not live too well. Don't try to live too early. I am not a moralistic person to tell you, do this, don't do this. If somebody has such a compulsive need, they can do it. But everybody need not make it a trend that if you're in college, you must have a sexually oriented relationship with somebody. There is no compulsion like that. There is no such rule that it must be so. Human beings should not be in a rush to live. The important thing is, before you try to live, you are in a place high enough so that life will roll out well for you. You live too early, then it could become an uphill task all your life. And tomorrow, many turmoils are happening. See, if you go to Western universities, if you look there, I don't know what's the percentages, but people tell me, or if you just look around, you will see, most of the faces there are Indians, Chinese and like this. Only about 40% are Caucasian race or American white, though they are the majority population there. Why this is happening is, these Indian families and Chinese families, their children have a certain support system and they have to live with their parents till they are 25 or so, till they finish their university. But generally the white families, by the time they're 18, they're out of their families, they're all living with their partners, they're going through emotional stuff, they have to make some money for that, and daily evening they have to take care of their partners, no time to go to the library, no time to study. All the toppers are Indians, Jewish community and Chinese. You just see across the universities in United States. So what does this mean? A whole lot of Americans are not even finishing university simply because they have a boyfriend and a girlfriend going, and it will not always go smooth, things will happen, daily turmoils, problems, you know. Every day these things are happening. So it's individual choice. If somebody has such a strong compulsion, they may go for it. Don't make it a trend that if you're in a college, you must have a body-based relationship, not necessary.